Hello everyone, good evening to you all. Let me kind of pause this TV. Wait a minute, y'all, let me put on some jazz, something sweet and calming. But it's going to be a little bit louder than it normally is. All right, y'all, so let me get my situation situated. You get me? Let me get my situation situated. All right, put that over there. And let's see. All right, put these over here so we can make sure that this is in frame and then this is in frame. Okay, everything seems to be in frame. And I like having it down low because I can actually see from my chair, you know, where we are with everything. So let me get my footstool situated so that I can prop my leg up. All right, we got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover tonight. And it is going to start with, where is, I hate how loose that is. I'm not liking that too much. Okay, so we need to start with, okay, September. All right, so we need to get to going because I am actually behind. All right, so let us move that to the side. And okay, tonight the candle that I am burning is this sweet apple, and it is a very soft and mellow, what do you call it, fragrance. And I am drinking Waterloo. I love Waterloo. I love most of their flavors. Tonight I'm drinking grape, and I have it in my concoction here, which is Waterloo water. It's mostly Waterloo, but it also has a little bit of the Sprite. It has a little bit of Sprite, zero sugar Sprite. I lean more toward 7-Up. There's definitely a difference between 7-Up and Sprite and Mountain Dew. I mean, there's different. I can tell the difference. It's like Pepsi and Coke, you know, I can tell the difference. But they didn't have any 7-Up, so I got Sprite because I was going to bake another cake with a Jello cake with lemon lime Jello and Sprite. I think Sprite is lime and lemon, and maybe 7-Up is lemon and lime. I don't know. But so I put a little bit of that in here with tons and tons of ice. And that's the drink for tonight. But this little bit that's in this can, I'm just going to go ahead and drink because it won't fit in there. All right, so now this right here is something that I got in the mail, that I got from Amazon. It was on sale, and it is a B5, and you guys know that I am utterly addicted to B5 notebooks. So I have a purpose for this one, and we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about some personal things. We're going to talk about goal setting. We're going to talk about things that need to be done starting effective immediately. Oops. So I got a lot on my mind tonight. I have this in a soft cover. You guys have seen it. Those of you who've been with me for a while have seen it. I had a Bible. It was a devotional that I made out of a notebook that had this very same pattern on it. And when I saw it in this, I was like, oh yeah, let me get that. All right, so, all right, let me get my sleeves up and add it out of the way. All right, let's see. Taja dotted notebook. right? We really don't need this. So we're going to tear that out. If this book is found, this book won't even leave my bedroom. All right, so these are the pages. They are dot grid, and I would not do a Dutch door in them. Okay, so you get a plastic. Oh, I love this. You get, oh yeah, on both sides. Loving it. The only thing it's missing is a little pen loop, which is I can put on there myself. Okay, I am left-handed, so for me, you see, we've got a problem because I can't write with this like this. So I bought this knowing that because I'm going to be using it this way. Who says I have to do that way? So it's going to be this way. All right, so that is what is this is going to be, and it's going to be decorated in this direction so that I can just write. And I am looking forward to doing that, but that we're going to deal with that later. And I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I could put, I'll put that pencil thing on there. I'll probably put a charm on there too. Yeah, I'll probably do all of that, the regular stuff. Let's see here. I'm just trying to think. I think I'll just have this pen, and I think I will have, we'll get a refill for that. Let me see if I can find one. All right, and then here's the refill. And so I'll just put that down in here, just like that. And then, yeah, we'll lay it down. And then I'll put the, pen loop thingy on there. And then I'll go get a charm and put some charms on there. Whoops, to make that look pretty. All right, so we'll set that there for now, and then we'll work on this. This is bugging me, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't have this on the arm that I write on. But I have to wear this because these are, this was Gappy and Andy's bells. And I can't remember which one was Gappy and which one was Andy. I can't remember. But this is the one that she had, one of the ones that she was wearing when she passed. So I have to have this little one. This is the special one. And it's like no matter what I wear, I always have to have these bells. It's just something that I have to have. And I had it on this, but it ripped it. So I kind of rubber banded and glued it. I'm not sweating it. I bought another one. So, I mean, I can just put the other one on. But it's like, I mean, looks kind of tacky, but at least I can still wear it. You know what I mean? But this one right here, I wish I could keep it on this arm because I had this on this arm and this kind of matches that. See? And I like this. And it just looks good just by itself. It looks tacky with this on, but I gotta wear this. I gotta have those bells. So I gotta find me, I'm looking shop my stash of jewelry and find me something to put these bells on, because to me that just doesn't, it looks like overdone, overkill, but anyway, matter of fact, I'm gonna take this off right now so that way I can remember, go and put this on something else. But I love the bangle, it's sturdy, I've had it forever, but all right, so let us get into what I want to talk about. And there's like a lot that I want to talk about for the month of September. All right. I'm going to use this pen. And since I'm going to be doing some heavy duty writing tonight, I am going to use my little thingies. All right. So how are y'all doing? It is Sunday, and it is supposed to be this incredible blood moon tonight. I looked out my window, and the moon is right over my bedroom window, and it is not bloody at all. Oh my gosh, the moon is not on her period, okay? So wait, let me see here. All right, so there we go. So this will help protect that little knot that I get. When I stopped journaling, right, I literally stopped journaling for years. Because I lost it. I lost my mojo for it, and you know, so my finger healed. I mean, it literally healed. Why won't this come on? All right. And I had no more bump, no more writer's bump. But then when I started, it's starting to come back. So I have to protect it, you know, the best way that I can. So, let's get to rolling. All right. I have got a new set of goals for the month of September. I had goals, but I changed them. And now I'm changing them again, because the goals that I had originally had, I don't think it's gonna work anymore. I'm gonna try to use these things. I really don't like them, but they're okay. They're okay. So we know that we're in September. I should probably put it at the top, right? Let's put it at the top. I mean, they're pretty sturdy. They really are. Yeah, so you can, I mean, I intend to use them. All right, so let's get to it. Let me put these away. All right. Y'all, I made a Temu order. It was my husband's idea, but I made a Temu order. There was something he wanted, and so I bought a bunch of pens. Not for the pens, but because I want the rubber grippers off of them. And I think I don't know if I bought stickers or not, but anyway, let me put on these glasses because they've been helping me so much lately. All right. So we are now starting. This was the plan, okay? And we are new. All right, this is my keto reset. This is the last day. Of treats. All right, and we're doing the keto reset. All right, and what this means is this is day 1. That's tomorrow. But today was really good. And so we've got 1, 2, 3, almost 4 weeks. Almost 4 weeks. Wow. Okay, so is my devotional is going to be His grace is sufficient. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. All right. Oh, that made my finger hurt. I love the look of this pen, but it's just too hard. So, but I'm not getting rid of it though. That is an attractive pen. I'm not getting rid of it. So we're just gonna keep it. All right. Oh, this feels so much better. Okay, His grace is sufficient. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay. I am going to put here my lazy self goals. Well, goal. Okay, so no, we're going to do goals. So it's going to be goals. Let's leave it at that. All right, we'll set that here for now. And the first goal is, this is for my keto life, or keto lifestyle, whatever. And the first thing is phase, it's called phase 3, which means no steaks, brisket, I know I didn't, probably I spelled that wrong, brisket, ham, pork chops, that type of thing. None of those big heavy meats. Okay, and then 2 is 1 to 2 slices of Mission Zero Net Carb tortillas. Okay, per day, or 1 slice of Arnold Superior keto bread. And why did I say one or the other? Because say for example, I got a burger and I want a burger sandwich. I'll take and put half of that burger onto 1 slice of keto bread to make myself feel like I'm enjoying a burger, you know. Say for example, I want a slice of pizza. I can use the zero net carb tortilla and make that. Say for example, there's something else that I might want. Let's just say that I have some other type of meat that I want to eat. Let's say that I make ground beef taco style. I can use this. You know, this is not necessary. This is an option. Availability, you know. This is the max of what you can have. Okay, and then 3 is absolutely no weekly treats. And that means Rebel, Carb Quick, keto cake. Keto, I'm just going to put keto Duncan Hines. And then also that means none of these. None of these keto candies. None of these Atkins candies. And then we're going to put candies. Alright. And I got these stickers in the way, y'all. And I really need to remove this sticker. Alright, and then 4. 4 is half of an Atkins bar. Now, I say this with tears in my eyes. All right, now here we're going to go into the details. All right. I'm going to use a small D. All right, so here are the details. All right, y'all. And the details may take up the whole thing. All right, so if you don't have a drink, pause, go get your drink because this might be a little bit lengthy. All right. The details are, all right, let me just say this because I need to process the thoughts. I have been doing some searching and some thinking and some talking and some praying, and there are 3 women that I knew of that were on a keto journey along with me. And even though they weren't subscribed to my channel or anything like that, but we were all doing this. They were doing it too, you know, and it's like, great, you know, maybe we can help each other out, but it didn't work out that way. But all 3 of these women abandoned keto because they felt like it was just too restrictive. The thought of never being able to enjoy cake, pies, fruit, candy, but for them, mac and cheese was an issue. Mashed potatoes was an issue. Bread was an issue. Cornbread was an issue. And to think that they could never have that for the rest of their life when they just like want it, you know, to think that that is no longer a part of their lifestyle was just devastating to them. Even though they lost weight on keto and they saw that it was working, for them it was just too stressful to be able to not be able to have a burger and fries, to always have to cook everything because everything has to be an alternative. And then one lady was in the situation that I found myself in during the week of my birthday and the week before my birthday, where I found myself in a situation where my husband loves pizza bowlies, okay? And it's so hard to not take a bite. And then, okay, I can scrape the cheese, I can scrape the toppings off, yay! But then there's that part of you that's like, man, I just want a little bite of that crust. So for the week of my birthday, I found I went ahead, instead of it being just that isolated one-day thing and then right back on track, the whole week of my birthday, I ate stuff that I shouldn't have ate. I ate fried chicken, heavily battered, deep fried chicken. Ate all the batter and the crust and all that stuff. I ate cake, which you guys know I baked a 7-Up pound cake. I baked a 7-Up strawberry pound cake, strawberry jello pound cake. I baked a keto, you know, I baked all of these cakes because I wanted to, you know, I wanted to. I ended up throwing the cakes out the window, except the keto cakes. I ate that. I ate every day. I ate a slice of cake every single day. And I'm not talking about a thin slice. I ate a thick slice of cake every single day. Plus I ate an Atkins bar. Plus I nibbled on these candies. I did not log any food in on my app on the phone. I said this is the week of my birthday. I'm celebrating all week in some form or another, and I don't want to be bothered with logging macros and logging everything I ate. It's a hassle, it's a nuisance, it's a blah blah blah. And I just want to take the week off to just enjoy life. But I will go outside because the weather is fabulous, and I will walk. I will walk. So maybe that'll make up for the damage that I'm doing. And so that's what I did. And but I would stay up late at night, not going to bed, up watching videos, whatever the case was. And then I find myself, because I'm not sleeping when I'm supposed to be sleeping, I'm finding myself being hungry, and I don't want the same old healthier food. So I'm door dashing fried chicken again. I reverted right back to that after I had stopped before. And the next thing I know, I'm like, okay, I already know I'm out of ketosis. Let me just have fun this week. You know, I'm going to go work out, walk outside, you know, I will be fine, you know. And it's like, I don't know, I just had this wake up call today. Like, you know what? You really need to realize that the keto is a lifestyle that you have to be fully committed to. You have to just, it's a process, it's a journey, and all that other bullcrap, but you have self-sabotaged this whole week, this whole entire week of your birthday. Why do you have to associate food with celebration? Why do you have to associate not doing things that you need to do for yourself as part of celebration? Because you hate doing it. You don't want to do it. You're tired of logging your food in. It doesn't matter that you've lost 21 pounds. It doesn't matter the time frame that you've lost it. It doesn't matter that your blood work improved. It doesn't matter that God has made a way for you. You are feeling overwhelmed and frustrated, and you're tired of logging your food. You're tired of not being able to have what you want to eat. I ate one whole slice of pizza. I just said, screw it, and I just ate a whole slice of Gary's pizza because he left his lunch. And I was like, I was trying to get rid of that stuff by putting it in his lunch. And this time I just ate the whole freaking slice of pizza. And I'm like, what difference does it make? I'm already out of ketosis anyway, and I'm not going to start fresh until Monday anyway. So let me go ahead and eat that pizza that was on the Saturday the 6th. You know, but then I also had like 3 Western fries from Royal Farm, the big Western fries. Okay, and it's like I ate cake every single day. I had cake every single day. So all the cake is gone, and those big, huge keto ice cream bars, the chocolate caramel and salted caramel, those bars are huge. I was eating, instead of taking a bite, just a bite, 1 or 2 bites, you know, every couple of days, or whenever I felt the need for it, I was eating half a bar. And, you know, I even had a video where I said I was just going to take a bite. I ate that whole half a bar. So this whole week, I have learned that I still have that hungry girl mentality, you know, that homegrown belly mentality. I also realized that my birthday ended up being a trigger for me. And I was so afraid that this was going to happen, because once that door was open because of my birthday, that it would trigger a downward spiral. And it did. It triggered a downward spiral. And I'm ashamed of myself. I'm embarrassed. I didn't make my goal weight for my birthday, which was 178. And, you know, it's like, when are you just going to you know, to let this go. I don't know when Jesus delivers me from it, because I cannot do it in my own strength. I've got to continue to plead the blood of Jesus over my hungry girl mentality. And it's like, I was feeling like, you know what, guys, I will never be thin again. At least I can say I was thin, but I will never be thin again. And that is just how it is going to be. You know, if Gary were to die, would I use that as an excuse to eat what I want to eat? Or would I stay on the right path? Or would I stay on the same path? Why do, you know, if Gary was a large man, if Gary was fat, would that make me feel better? And I'm just trying to sort through my own head. Why is it so important for you to be thin? You've been like this ever since you were 15. This has been an obsession of yours ever since you were 15. But you're not 15 anymore. And you have a different perspective on life. And Jesus has taught you so much. The Lord has blessed you with so much. So what is your reasons for wanting to lose weight? Blood work, being healthy, feeling healthy, reaping the benefits of doing what is right, honoring my temple. All of those things are a priority for me. But if I see the scale go in the wrong direction, or if I see the scale stand still, it will cause discouragement. It will cause frustration, you know? And it's like, do you want an excuse to eat what you want to eat again and then have bad blood work? If Gary passed away, would that make you feel like, well, I don't have a husband anymore. I don't have to, I can just let it go. Ain't no man gonna want me anyway, and I don't want to go through that again, you know? So it's like, just go on and live under a bridge in Ocean City and just be a beach bum and just wait to die. Those were thoughts that I had in my mind years and years and years ago, you know, when I was in that deep depression. Well, one of my deep depressions, you know, but now I have purpose. Now I have reason. Now I have, you know, all of those things. But it's like, I feel like a failure because I let things trigger. I let things spiral for the week of my birthday. And that wasn't what the original plan was. It was a one-day cheat, and then the next day you're back on track again. And it didn't happen that way. You know, I had planned to put the cake in the freezer. I had planned to give the cake. It didn't even work that way. That cake was so good. You know what I mean? And I devoured every piece every day. So the details of all of this is, God shook me and said, hey, enough is enough. You're gonna self-sabotage. You're out of ketosis. You're going to start gaining weight again if you don't do something right now. So the details of this is, I have got to make my keto life stricter. So I'm going stricter and harder for, let's see, September, October, November, December, for 4 months. And this is the challenge. 4 months. Clean, whole keto. I'm getting sick of that word keto, y'all. Okay, so I'm going stricter, I'm going harder for 4 months. Why 4 months? Because that's more changes. 3 months, okay? You stall. I always stall after 3 months. So that means I need to kick it in high gear. I need to make some changes. I need to reshock my body. I took a whole week off from keto. I tried to eat a little smarter, but I still ate junk, you know. So the fun is over, the ride is over. What did I learn? I learned that I'm still hungry girl inside, and I learned that one day down spiral can cause a trigger for me. because it's like once those French fries hit my tongue, once that hit my tongue, once the cake hit my tongue, and it's like, oh my gosh. And just because something says that it's keto friendly doesn't mean that it is truly friendly, because you're still feeding the hungry girl inside. You're still eating the cake. You're still eating the ice cream. You know, you would have been better off, you know, just maybe eating 3 blackberries. But can you do that? No, you can't. So eat the yogurt. Eat the friggin' yogurt. But I feel like there was no calorie deficit. I felt like when I went the whole week without logging in, that I probably went over too many days, or so, you know. So I am going stricter, harder, and cleaner. And I want to do it with whole foods. I want whole foods to rock, rule, and reign. And what I mean by that is no more of these. They're here for decoration. I hope they get stale. All right, I trashed my magic spoon. So the first thing in my details is trashing expensive keto food. Trashing all processed keto cheats and treats. Okay, I'm sorry I wrote so sloppy, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I trashed my magic spoon. Okay, I ate my last bowl of magic spoon, which was 3 tablespoons of cereal and 4 ounces of unsweetened almond milk. And this is what I have to do. You might say that this is extreme, because, you know, if you can just eat the 3 tablespoons, it's not going to harm you. You can do it. It's just 3 tablespoons. Well, during the week of my birthday, I was having a conversation with someone, and I just had the container of the cereal, and I was just going over and over and over. You know, it was more than 3 to 4 tablespoons, you know. All of that loose, all of those fillers, all of those artificial sweeteners, they weigh down on your digestive system, and they hold on to water, and they affect the scale, and they affect your mind. They affect. They can hinder what you see on the scale. So you have to go by clothes. You have to go by jewelry. You know, you have to go by other things because of water retention and wear in various parts. I already have metabolic syndrome. I already have metabolic inflammation. It's loud and proud in my blood work. It's visible throughout my body. I get edema real bad. I get all of these different things that can happen. So I have to eat clean. So we're just tossing out the unnecessary processed stuff. I have to find something that I can eat that is a sweet treat that will not cater to my metabolic syndrome and inflammation. And those candies, I'm not a candy eater, but I love peanuts. So if you give me chocolate covered peanuts, this is heaven for me. I didn't think that I was gonna like it. I remember when I first showed it to you, you know. So it's like, you know, this bag, and I'm gonna show it to you guys. This bag right here was so filled to the top with these candies in it. You know, there was a time when I first got them that I would just eat like 3, you know, 3 or 4. And that was it. I was content. I was satisfied. But after a while, I just started eating them and eating them and eating them. And next thing I was knowing, I was eating 2 bags or a bag and a half in one night. You know, and now my husband is addicted to them. You know, so it's like I put them in the bowl because I'm strong. And I can handle looking at them and not touching them. That's what this is. So then I even started going to, this is the piece to my wedding set, and I just threw that in there, and I was eating these. These are 1 net carb for just one of these. When I need these candies, I will not stop eating these candies. I eat maybe one a week, They're just something there when I need it in my mouth. And I intend to get more of these, you know. But it's just that, you know, I'm finding that I'm looking for ways to substitute and it's piling up. It's piling up real bad. And I can't, this is this has got to stop. So, you know, I gotta let this stuff go. I gotta let it go. Now, the second thing is, you know, what is the deal? Control over the Atkins bars. Over these Atkins bars. Instead of one Atkins bar, like I would eat half in the morning, half in the evening. So that way I would have a treat to look forward to every day. And I was thinking about, instead of one Atkins bar Monday through Friday, why don't we just do half an Atkins bar Monday through Friday with the option for a whole bar if needed. But I find that when I have hunger pangs, or I feel like I'm up too late, I need to eat, I need to instead of nibbling on Atkins bar, I need to use eggs and celery instead, hard boiled, with avocado mash, because avocado mash is a great replacement for jam for me. So I need to really do that. But it's like I don't feel like going out into the kitchen to get all of this. And then sometimes I don't even need a hard-boiled egg, and then what happens is that hard-boiled egg freezes, and it's just quicker and easier just to friggin' grab a bar. But I need to deviate from relying on the bars. So what is going to replace the bars? I can't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. What is going to replace the bars? I have to have something sweet. So I'm trying to sort this out and figure this out. I've got a lot of help from the Lord. Of course I do. I use the tools that are given to me. I go to ChatGPT. I look things up online and find out what options I have that can keep me grounded, you know, because I really derailed on the week of my birthday. And, you know, I didn't weigh myself. I didn't check in, you know, and it's like, okay, you need to wake up. You need to wake up fast. What you did plan needs to be revised. And so this is the revision of what I'm going to do. I want to stick with whole foods more than anything. Whole foods. The only thing is that the majority of the keto food that you get, the only ground beef is processed, okay? A rotisserie chicken or chicken breast, that's fine. Okay, bacon is processed. Cheese is processed. Keto bread is processed. The Mission Zero Net Carb, that's processed. Okay, everything is processed to some degree. Okay, so we are sticking with salads, which is the green leafies. And we're sticking with zucchini, and we're sticking with cauliflower, and we're sticking with celery, and we're sticking with black olives, tomatoes, pickles, we're sticking with pickles, we're sticking with tomatoes, we're sticking with, you know, onions, scallions. We're sticking with this being the most unprocessed stuff, you know, but here's the other thing. The only meats that I'm going to be eating, okay, these are the unprocessed. The processed meats are going to be bacon, bacon bits, cheese, let's see, what else? Atkins bar. What else? So it's bacon, bacon bits, cheese, Atkins bars, pepperoni, okay, we got avocado mash. Let's put avocado mash in here somewhere. Avocado mash. Okay, let's talk about yogurt. I try to keep the dairy to a minimum. But if you're telling me for the next 4 months that I need to eat super clean, you know, to me, I would say I have to work in some yogurt. And another thing that I'm doing as far as drinks are concerned is less zero sugar. All right, and I'm trying not to drink too much lemon lime juice because of acidity. So I'm trying to have all these different alternatives and choices, so that way I'm not overloading my system with just one thing all the time. And you all know I love lemon lime, so that's something that I intake every day. Just a few drops in like 34 ounces of water, 32 ounces of water, you know, a little bit into tea, you know. So, but I want to, you know, drink more of these, you know. So that's what I'm incorporating into that, and watering down stuff just to keep minimizing the sugar alcohols, because sugar alcohols, they're not addictive, but they're your go-to because of you can't have sugar. You know what I mean? And I mean, I can drink tea all day, but tea tastes better when I have lemon lime juice in it. You know, tea can taste better, you know, if I put the tea bag inside of some soda or some flavored water. You know, that's just me, you know. Matter of fact, there's chamomile tea bags inside of this grape water that has the Sprite in it. So you got Sprite, chamomile, and grape. And you know, that's just me. You know, I want to have flavor in my mouth, you know. So that is what this is all about. This is me setting those goals for what I need to do for the month of September. All right, now these are going to be the last 2 weeks of September, and I need to save that space for that day. But here's the thing, I'm going to pray about it and keep on moving forward. But I need, keto is hard, but it's not impossible. And you're going to have, in any diet that you, or lifestyle, you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have these moments where you feel like a failure, you know. And but the thing that's so good about it is that you know what to do to get back on the bandwagon and move forward. You know how to fix it. You know what the right thing is for you to do. I learned that I cannot be trusted for my birthday. I've learned that I am not going to be able to celebrate my wedding anniversary next month with food, all right, or with drink. You know, I'm not going to be able to sip on a glass of wine for dinner. I'm not going to be able to have a wine cooler. I'm not going to be able to have a steel reserve, which I love steel reserves. You know, the steel reserves malt liquor, the the blackberry is like my favorite. I'm not going to be able to have that to sip on. I'm not going to be able to have any of these things because I have to have blood work done in December. And I have a doctor's appointment in October. You know, as a matter of fact, I have a doctor's appointment the very next day after I come home from Ocean City. And I have to get a flu shot. And I don't want to get on that scale. And I don't want to be disappointed and upset, you know. So I need to tweak everything. Not just what I'm eating, but what I'm drinking. I need to tweak it. I don't burn calories like I used to. Okay, so even though I was walking and stuff, just imagine if I had been eating clean and I had started walking, what could have happened. But woulda, shoulda, coulda, we're not going to worry about it. I gave myself permission to do this. I regret it. And I have to live with it. So that is what I'm working on. That is what the goals are, is to, you know, tweak the foods and tweak the drinks. And I literally have to just give my husband all of my candies. Now, one thing that I have come to realize that I need to do is I need to give myself grace. And what I mean by that is I'm on a 4-month challenge, okay? And I need to allow myself grace. And when I say that, I mean 1 day a week. I need to go back to 1 day a week, which is going to be Sunday, where I allow myself to have the ice cream, where I allow myself to have, and I'm not talking about the big bars, I'm talking about the Rebel ice cream, where I allow myself to have the ice cream. Let's see, what else? Where I would allow myself to have the keto cake, a piece of keto cake, but it has to be on that one grace day, which would be Sunday, you know, because if I don't do that, I'm going to feel deprived. So there has to be room made where you're eating clean and you're drinking clean throughout the week, and you're getting all of these zero sugar stuff out of your system. And then on Sunday, where you can have one treat meal if you want it. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking that the only thing that I have is the ice cream, because I threw out the cereal. I'm not getting that heavily processed stuff anymore. And I am not going to indulge in the candies, because I can eat several bags if I wanted. That's not going to be good. That's a trigger. So I have to get rid of it because it's a trigger. So treat meals, grace day is going to have to be something like I said. It's going to have to be Rebel ice cream, because I can't think of anything else that I could possibly eat. You know, maybe I could lick the spoon, eat a tablespoon of grape jam or blackberry jam. Okay, that could be a treat. Or put it on a tortilla. Let me see, what else? You know, maybe a treat could be on a grace day would be yogurt. You know, so I need to write this down somewhere, but I'm gonna have to do that on another, and I need that for the last 2 weeks. All right, so this is what we're gonna have to add in: yogurt, and yeah, we're just gonna have to add in yogurt and Rebel for Sunday treat, because you gotta have something, you know. And the Rebel, once I'm done with it, I am not buying anymore. And let me tell you why. Because for Rebel, it's better to eat like 2 or 3 tablespoons of that, because it's so high in calorie. Good Lord, it is so high in calorie. And that Rebel ice cream is so good. It's good if you can just take a tablespoon and put it in your mouth. I can handle doing that throughout the week, and I would be okay. And I only do it when I need it. I'm not a big ice cream fan. But the problem is that on the week of my birthday, y'all, I mean, it was a trickle, all that stuff. It was a trickle down trigger effect where I was just eating, you know, and I just realized it's just a horrible thing, you know. It's like, how can I all of a sudden have lost some of my control, you know? So I understand now. I see that, you know, that is how it works. And I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I'm disappointed in myself. I thought I could trust myself, but obviously I could not. And, you know, the Lord allowed this to happen for my good and His glory. And I just have to revise my plan. And I have good, substantial goals. You know, legitimate goals. I have 2 doctor's appointments. I have blood work. So here we go. Here's day 1. You know, here's day 1. You know, so this is what it is, y'all. And thank you for being here with me. I'm just letting you know, if you can find a lifestyle or a diet plan that works for you, don't trust yourself. You know, the holidays are coming up, you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and, you know, it's going to be cauliflower for me instead of mashed potatoes. It's going to be turkey, cauliflower, zucchini, and you know, maybe some kale, a little bit of kale, but all of my carbs, my net carbs, are going to have to come from veggies. And even then, they still have to be under, because you can still knock yourself out of ketosis by overeating too many vegetables. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just mathematical bullcrap. But who would ever think that, you know, eating too many veggies can knock you out of ketosis and cause you to you know, have a problem? You know, you should be able to eat tons and tons and tons of kale and be okay, but not on the ketogenic lifestyle. No, you can't, you know. So it sucks. It just, I'm going to put it to you straight. It sucks. It sucks, you know. So this holiday season, I plan on being alone. I don't plan to visit family. I don't plan to have anybody come over. Hopefully my husband will be working and make that extra money. And, you know, I will make him a dinner, you know, and I'll probably film it. But it's like, for him, it's going to be, I will probably buy a portion of mashed potatoes, or go to Wawa and order a portion of mashed potatoes and macaroni, and just enough for him to eat for one meal. And that's it. And once Thanksgiving Day is over, we go back to, you know, other foods. I am not ordering my husband any more of the pizza bowlies. You know, we're just gonna cut that out altogether. I made him peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He's happy with that. I made him some kielbasa. He's happy with that. But I can see now that it's not, this pizza bowlie trip has gotta end. You know, it's just gotta end, point blank. And that's what it's gonna be, you know, because I realized that, you know, I could trust myself at first, but during my birthday week, I found out that I could not trust myself, and that I had a trigger of trickle down triggers. And, you know, it sucks because you can't have fruit, you can't have this, and you can't have that. And I used to say, no, it's not that I can't have it, I don't want it. Well, now I'm starting to realize that I do want it. You know, I don't want it the way that I used to, praise God, but I do still want it, you know. And my biggest thing that I miss the most is French fries. French fries, French fries, French fries. I miss French fries. I miss crackers, because I eat crackers with my crab cake. So I miss crackers. I miss French fries, you know. And as far as fried chicken goes, we're just gonna lay low on that for a while and just eat the keto fried chicken that's in the freezer, you know. and we're just going to stop with Royal Farm and hip hop. You know, it's because it just adds up. You know, it's okay you did it once, that's fine. It's okay you maybe twice out of the month you had some hip hop chicken, but if you're eating hip hop chicken every week, you know, that's going to show up on the scale, because that's the thing with keto. It's not just like a one-time thing. It's stuff that you keep repeating. That's when you realize, like, why is the scale stuck, you know? Because you are eating fried chicken every single week, you know? So the fun is over, the treat is over, the cheat is over, and we are starting fresh. I'm excited about it. I'm happy about it. I've learned some things about myself, and I'm ready to tackle it full force. I don't have to jump onto some crazy egg fast to do it. Not that I have anything against egg fast, but I'm just saying I don't have to jump into an egg fast to do this. I just need to tighten up what I'm already doing, and that's what this is going to be about. So thank you again for being here with me, helping me sort through my thoughts and getting things down on paper. And I will see you, God willing, in the next video. Bye for now.